coming all the way down to David Walker. Developing with the Hebrews, right? The Hebrews and the Moorish Zionists. You know, this is before the Noble Drew Ali. Then coming down to Garvey, down to Drew Ali, coming down to Mr. Muhammad, coming down to Malcolm X, coming down to Farrakhan, coming down to Ben Ami, coming down to Dr. York, all the way down to myself. I'm not here to condemn none of those teachers. All I'm here to tell you is that my way is stricter than theirs. My way is to get you along the path. Listen, when you go into all those men that I mentioned, let me say this to you, and then we're going to close it. When you go to all those men and they teachers, all of them was like you taking a journey from out of New York to Chicago. And all along the way, you're going to see signs along the road, stuff into other highways, and it's going to say Chicago this way. It's going to say Kentucky this way, Ohio this way, Memphis this way. But you just keep on straight, and you will get to the destination. You can't, just because it says Chicago this way and it's a sign right there that says that. If you stop right there, you can still be in New Jersey. You can still be in Pennsylvania. You can still be in Ohio. You can still be in Indiana. Hell, you can come all the way up into Illinois and see a sign that says Chicago this way. And if you stop at the sign, think that, oh, well, see, we arrived right now because we have the Chicago sign. Who told you that you was at Chicago until you see, welcome to Chicago? So that's how I am. I'm like, welcome, children of the universal creator. Because this was all to bring you down to the standpoint in history where whether you white, black, African, Asian, Arab, European, Hispanic, Indian, Australian, whatever you are, you can hear these words announced to you, and you will know that deep inside, you will know that this is not about color, not about revenge, not about nothing else but submitting our will to do the will of the universal creator. Not by might, nor by power, nor by my spirit, saith the Lord. It's by the Spirit of the Most High. He deals in spirit. You got to judge things by the spirit of it, not by what's on the external. I done seen wicked white people, and I have seen good white people, or righteous white people. Yes, I have. I have saw wicked Arabs, and I saw righteous Arabs. I saw wicked Jews, white Jews, and I saw righteous white Jews. I saw wicked Africans and wicked black Americans, and I saw righteous black Americans and righteous Africans. I saw wicked Hispanics and righteous Hispanics. And I never judged nobody based off where they came from. I judged them based on what they exude from them. What exude from them was righteousness. What was they told the truth, even when they could have well told a lie and profited, but they did. Yeah. When you see that and recognize that people will still be upright even when they have the opportunity to do wrong and they do right anyway, then you know. See, this is what Martin Luther King was saying. You judge a man based off the content of his character, not by the color of his skin. And see, when people recognize that, they hear me, they know this. That, see, look, I'll point out the wickedness in black even though I'm of you. I'll point out the wickedness of Africans because I'm of you. But that doesn't mean I'm going to give you a pass. I ain't going to give you a pass. I'm going to call it spade a spade. I'm going to call righteous righteous and wicked wicked. And you should be able to appreciate me for that.
Discover the Amarnians, the golden chosen people in the Bible and the true people of the book in the Quran. We are mandated to atone and to live according the morals, values, code of ethics and faith in one universal creator, as revealed by Akhenaten. No more racism. This community reveals the Creator's love for humanity and orders our steps to peace, good health, and prosperity for all people. Join Yahsua in this global movement today.
Get out of school. Some will go to seminary. Some will go to college. Someone just get out of high school and thinking they feel with the Spirit of God, and then they begin to teach. That's fine too. But you notice along the way, we're going to come in contact with people. And when you come in contact with people, there's all types of different people. So you're going to be learning all types of different things in order to perfect yourself if you're going to be a true man of God, even a woman of God. And with that said, let me let you know that we are not men and women of God just because we say we are men and women of God. No. It's by a certain character traits, and certain things that we put inside of our minds, certain wisdom that we will know. And that wisdom, as it is internalized, it radiates outside of us the light that is within. And when that light begins to shine outwardly and based on our conduct, then and only then would a person know if you are a true man of God. It's your character. It's what you say. It's what you do. Or do you have the God way of acting about things? Now I know, hold on, before we even get deep into this, let me just say this. As you may find on the lips of Paul, the apostle in the New Testament, he will say that there is gods many and lords many. That doesn't mean just because you raise up and say that my God is God or your God is God, that makes that God God, or your Lord is Lord and my Lord is Lord, and that makes that Lord that you sponsoring, some even will sponsor themselves as gods and lords. That doesn't make it true. There is only one God. And who did Akhenaten say that is? That's the universal creator. That's only the universal creator. And when Akhenaten, being born of a woman, submitted himself to do the will of the universal creator, he was born to do that. Really, what it is the universal creator had to show human beings how to submit to the all-encompassing, to the omniscient, to the omnipotent, to the omnipresent, to the self-sufficient one, the universal creator. So he had to come, made himself manifest in a human being, one time and one time only. And from then on, after when he completed his work, he was perfect in all what he does. Now, I dare you to go back in the annals of history. He is no mystery God when you're dealing with Akhenaten. See, he was the only one to say that he was the only begotten son of God. He said this before Jesus. He said he was the light of the world before Jesus. He said he was the son of the son. This is way before your New Testament. He was the true praiseworthy one. This is before Muhammad. So before Muhammad, he was the one that founded and established the universal religion, and it was truly universal. There was temples of Amarna, from coming out of Amarna, temples to Aten, going all the way across the globe. There is many churches, and most of the churches and synagogues and temples is built upon that old bedrock of foundation of Akhenaten and the one God that he represented, that he became simultaneously one with, and from then on in human history. Then it says that
envision a space where our faith brings us together, a platform where every belief holds significance. Here you can post, engage, and share uplifting messages. Become part of a community that values love, all scriptures, respect, and meaningful connections. Our online environment provides an opportunity to make new friends. You may even discover love along the way. We aspire to create a world devoid of racism and prejudice. All beliefs are embraced, but we absolutely reject hate. This platform is accessible for everyone at no cost. We simply seek your faith and trust. Here, we celebrate the universal creator, who cherishes all of humanity, regardless if you call yourself a Christian, Jew, Catholic, Hindu, Israelites, Muslim, Buddhist, Rastafarian, or just spiritual. We are all one. Rediscover your sense of global connection as one family. Join us in crafting a transformative paradigm of faith and love together. Are you ready to connect and inspire? If so, welcome home. Sign up today and embark on your journey toward unity. Let's work together to build a world where love prevails over hate.
We must become the children of the Most High. He was so clear in his revelation of calling children of the world, no matter what your race is, no matter what your color is, so that we can all become children of the Most High God. Once he did that, one time, that made it permissible for every human being, no matter what race, no matter what religion, no matter what color, no matter your ethnicity, you can be a child of the one God. Truly making a universal world community with a universal world cultural religion, all under one universal creator, one father over it all, one mother who we are nursed from, and that's Mother Earth, all under the rays of the sun, because he makes his sun to shine on the just and the wicked. He makes it rain on the just and the wicked. He makes the earth yield forth its fruits and its vegetation to nourish human beings, whether they're righteous or wicked. See, that's that divine character. You still blessed, even if you're being stepped on, even if you're being disrespected. All you doing is just doing your job. How many human beings can do that? None. Hardly any. There's some, I would have to say some. There's some. They try very hard to submit their will to do the will of the Creator. But you can't submit your will to do the will of the Creator unless you have came in contact with Akhenaten's teaching. See, Buddha couldn't do this for you. Muhammad in and of himself couldn't do this. Jesus in and of himself couldn't do this. Moses in and of himself couldn't do this. Tao couldn't do this. Shinto couldn't do this. Confucius couldn't do this. Zoroaster couldn't do this unless they had came in contact with the master, the true master, because there's only one human master. There's only one true Adonai. That means human master. So in that short prayer of the Jews in the Hebrews and Israelites, where it says Shema Israel, Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. Was he one? He was one with the universal creator. And didn't he say that? Yeah, this is exactly what it is, and they continue that still to this day. But do they know who they're talking to? No. Do they know who they're talking about? They have forgotten. It was only until after 3,300 years where these teachings are being made manifest unto human beings. And therefore he called me and sent me forth as his son to represent him. As it says in the book of Isaiah, you're going to find this. It says, who will go for us? Who have the arm of the Lord been revealed? And then you understand what that symbol was and is and always shall be. And what I represent still to this day. See, you will know if I'm of that or not by what I represent. You will know that I'm exactly who I say that I am, if you understand the symbolism and if you understand the wordages that I'm using. What I'm speaking to you is not Muhammad. What I'm speaking to you is not Jesus. What I'm speaking to you is not Moses. What I'm speaking to you is not of any other religious leader in the world. What I speak to you is what I got from God. Who is God? The Lord God Akhenaten. That's the God. When they say, well, so in your scriptures, when they say the Lord God, you're talking about Akhenaten. You ain't talking about nobody else. Now, they can come later on and say, oh, this is Allah, this is Jehovah, this is Yahweh. All of that means Akhenaten. What you mean? Who else revealed it? Allah didn't reveal monotheism, neither did Jehovah, and neither did Yahweh. These are all that personal name of that man, that God man, that's Akhenaten, the God King. Here is a human being that was so peaceful. Here on the words of John Henry Clark, one of the most astute historians that the world, even the black world, has even known. Such truthfulness in his words. He tells of Akhenaten, he was like the man was so spiritual and divine that he wouldn't even step on an ant on the ground. He would step over the ant. He wouldn't even walk on the ant. That's how much he revered creation and was in oneness with it.
Brother Gabriel, please, in 1 minute so we can go back to this Yahsua. I'm sure he's probably very upset now, but we have to sometimes take these calls. Go ahead, man. My brother.
Well, I got one. So many comments. Okay, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna tell brother, because I know he do a lot of research on this song. I ain't good at breaking down the Egyptology stuff so well, but this brother that's called Ray Hayden Exposed, he breaks down all of the points there of the Egyptology. So it's called, it's about Son for Yah. But my point was, I had another point. I forget. I was looking for scriptures and the sister. I'm telling the sister like this.
No,
woman,
do my favor. Do my favor. Do my favor, Brother Gabriel. Do my favor. Because you and Brother Yahsua is an intense thing. Don't address Sister X comment because in this show, I mean, I guess I don't mean to disrespect it because that's the whole purpose you call it. But what I'm saying is, if we're talking about something, we're trying to get a clarification. You guys are going back and forth. Yeah, we can talk about apartheid. Because this is not really an open forum show where we can just jump around. We're talking, the brother Yahsua is the one that's leading us tonight. He's bringing different things to the table. People are commenting, sharing light, scriptures, whatever. And I want to stay on point with what he's saying. What do you have to say with the things he said? Because obviously in this show, we hold black women, including Sister X, in high regard. So that's all I want to say about this day.
On the point, you're a queen. If you're not, you're a fiend. So what you're a fiend for, I don't know. But hopefully she's a queen. But like the brother was trying to say, we stole somebody's inheritance and all this stuff. But the scriptures don't show that at all. I'm going to go to Deuteronomy 28. I'm going to read a couple of scriptures most are familiar with. 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, a byword among all nations with the most high to lead. Breaking it down, astonishment. Everywhere we go in every arena, they are astonished by our attributes. We are a byword to every person. We can't be our name. We're given 35 different nationalities from Afro-American to Negro-American to
okay, Brother Gabriel, I got to cut you off. I got to do this because...
I'm sorry.
Hold on. No. I think you said, hold on a second. What you're doing is what we do all the time. We say that we are Israelites, and we say that it's real and all this is real. I actually go ahead because what you're saying does have... Okay. I'm going to go ahead and allow you to do what you're doing because I see where you're going. You're going to try to use Deuteronomy, which is what I would do. But I was going to wait till he's finished, and I was going to do exactly what you're doing. So
okay, go ahead. I don't want to take your fire from you. Need to back up.
Well, you're more. You can comment. You can comment later. All right, but I gotta move on because somebody else raised their hand, and I gotta respect this brother. Let him comment a little bit. Then Eric code 720 will come to you after Brother Yahsua. He's been patiently on hold. So I'll Brother Gabriel, just once I put you on hold, press 1, and you can come back later on. I don't mind people coming on 2, 3, 4 times. So Brother Gabriel, please press 1. Sister X, please press 1 because both of y'all's hands are still up. Y'all may have other comments later, and you can't come back later and say it. Now, Eric code 720, you got a hold. I got to get Brother Yahsua in here, and then we'll connect to you after he finishes his thought. Brother Yahsua, go ahead. Sorry about that.
All right.
Suffice it to say, you know what I mean? Of all that, I thank Sister X for calling in and her support. You know what I'm saying? I concur with everything she said, and that the woman definitely should be uplifted and respected. If we don't get that in line, we can't go nowhere as people. Now, but to finish this point with the His Coast people, that later on that y'all calling Jews. If you look in the book of John, chapter 8:32, after he gets done talking to them, he says, and if you keep my word, you shall be my disciples, and you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. And they turned and laughed at one another, and they said, how can we be made free when we never been in bondage to any man? So here's the Jews, who is in English. Y'all saying in the real Hebrew, it means the tribe of Judah. That here they're declaring right now that they never been in bondage to any man. So what do you mean that they was in Egypt? Doing what? They were invaders. That's what they were doing, and we kicked them out. There was no kind of exodus or anything like that. They had to get up out of there for their life. And our soldiers, a little while after that, the soldiers. You gotta let me finish my point, brother.
15 seconds. We said we would have quick interruptions, and look at your second hand. I'm literally gonna be 15 seconds. That verse does not mean.
If I make and I'll close.
Hold on, brother. Just 15 seconds. You keep going. I'm literally mean 15 seconds, starting right now. That verse, when it says never been in bondage to any man, it just means we are a people of the Most High. When we suffered, it's because we wasn't obedient. It don't mean we wasn't in bondage. That's not what that meant. Go ahead.
No. You have to leave the interpretation of it just as it is put. It said we ain't never been in bondage to any man. So you have to leave it just like that. So now you have to figure out, what are they talking about here? So all that allegory stuff that I was talking about, that's exactly what it is. They ain't never been there. God ain't never chose them. Listen, we got to close the book on these people, because it is them. They told your story. This is what I'm trying to get our people to see. Everything that they stole. I'm gonna tell you this. Rashi and Rambam. That Rashi is Rabbi Shlomo, or you may call him Solomon Bar Isaac. The other one, Rambam, Moses Maimonides. They were Egyptologists, and what they did, they went down in there once the Arabs had invaded us. Now go back and check your history. Now you're gonna find this happened around the 12th century. What they did, they went in and took Egyptian stories, mythologies, and actual events, particularly about the 18th dynasty, and they took those people and they wrote a story. And from there, they put their ethnicity up on top of it. They changed people, places, times, and events. They did that.
Give me those names again. Give me those names again.
The name of those two men is Rabbi Solomon Bar Isaac and Rabbi Moses Maimonides. The very person that wrote
Solomon Bar Isaac and
Hell, I don't care how handsome he looks. Don't touch him. And if a woman is not ready to submit her will to do the will of God, follow the example of a righteous man, and she was, and even if she wasn't given wifely instructions by her mother, but she's willing to take some classes on becoming a wife, to be able to cook, to be able to take care of her husband and her children. Sometimes they just need to be updated with instructions and classes on this. So then it becomes of her to do, knowing that what her mama taught her was wrong. You don't use what you got to get what you want, meaning you sell yourself to some man. See, this is how we get all this thought culture, whole phases. It's because of women getting this from their mothers. Not from their fathers, from their mothers. Use what you got to get what you want. How is that wholesome for a woman? Being imprinted by many men. And the more men that's imprinted on her due to sexual intercourse, energies and seminal fluids and so on and so forth becoming on that woman and in that woman's body, she become imprinted by those men. This is why a woman could dedicate, this is why a woman is more attached to a man than a man is attached to a woman. Because we leave our imprint on women. And the more a woman is imprinted, as I told you before, by different men, it's hard for her to pair bond with a man that she finally wants to settle down with. And settling down is not bad. Settling down is a good thing. Settle down means stop doing bullshit. Stop being out here as men pumping and dumping. Stop being as a woman. Settling is like, hey, stop riding the cock carousel. As a merry-go-round go around and you see those 20 little horses running and you want to be on each horse. That means stop it. And get serious with God. Get serious with civilization. Get serious about life. And what is about being a woman and what is about being a man.
Envision a space where our faith brings us together. A platform where every belief holds significance. Here you can post, engage, and share uplifting messages. Become part of a community that values love, all scriptures, respect, and meaningful connections. Our online environment provides an opportunity to make new friends. You may even discover love along the way. We aspire to create a world devoid of racism and prejudice. All beliefs are embraced, but we absolutely reject hate. This platform is accessible for everyone at no cost. We simply seek your faith and trust. Here, we celebrate the universal creator, who cherishes all of humanity, regardless if you call yourself a Christian, Jew, Catholic, Hindu, Israelites, Muslim, Buddhist, Rastafarian, or just spiritual. We are all one. Rediscover your sense of global connection as one family. Join us in crafting a transformative paradigm of faith and love together. Are you ready to connect and inspire? If so, welcome home. Sign up today and embark on your journey toward unity. Let's work together to build a world where love prevails over hate.
If you look at the various Europeans, they recovered. But our people here, the world is still against them. And so, to whom much is given, much is required. You know what I mean? So we was given a lot, so it's going to take us, you know what I'm saying, not only a little while to recover, but if Hosea 4:6 is correct, that my people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge. Now, if we look at that whole chapter, I would say 1 through at least the 14th verse, and it really gets in particular. You know what I'm saying? That it is some stuff that our people did. So we can't recover properly if number one, we don't know what we did. Number two, that if these nations that was in on destroying us as a people, a little over 2,000 years ago, that to make it so that we don't know exactly who we are, that we don't know that we have inherited a heritage, that things have been left for us by our ancestors, and we have a land, we have artifacts, we have all these things that have been left for us, and it's a clear testimony of history that it has been left for us. Then If we think that we're something other than that, that means then that our evidence and what has been given to us of our people is sitting over there in the continent of Africa, laying there unclaimed, while we're over here as Negro, as a neutralized people, and now we can't make no claims or nothing. So it is important that the information that we share, one, can bring a good knowledge of self back to our people. Two, that they know exactly who their ancestors is, not some allegorical ancestors, no, some real live human beings that lived and left them a legacy. And then after that, then they can accept that and become what they once were in the past through their ancestral lineage, and thus they can begin to properly recover as a people. And I'm going to tell you, once our people begin to recover, I tell you this, all hell will break loose, because these people that was in to cut us off as a nation of people, all of these nations, especially these lighter skinned nations, they have all profited off of this. Nobody wants to come and face the music in terms of what they have done to our people. So all of this knowledge is just bringing us, and giving us a good knowledge of self. It's making us accept the truth of what it is about us and separate all the fiction, all the lies that we have inherited since we've been here in the transatlantic slave trade. We have inherited a lot of lies. You know what I'm saying?
Let me say this. I think some of that you're repeating. So let's do this. You said recover. You said knowledge of self. I want to make sure I got everything wrote down. What else? I mean, did I miss anything? Basically, everything you were saying is to recover, knowledge of self. I want to ask you a question. When we recover, what does it look like? In Brother Yahshua's mind, just in everybody kind of have a vision. King, Gandhi, everybody that was great always have a mental vision of what freedom looked like. So when we cover, how does it look once we recover? What does it look like?
Okay, what it looks like is that when you ask an Irish person or Hispanic person or a Japanese person, they living here in the continent of the United States, and it's time for them to go on vacation. And where do they go to? They go to their own homeland, a separate land independent of America, where they can go and they have a flag there. They have their ancestors. They go back to the land of their ancestors, where a whole nation and a government and systems and everything is set up for them. You know what I mean? Well, they don't necessarily have to just rely on America. No, they have a social, political, and economic infrastructure, a nation, a society that's set up for them that at any given time they can connect onto that, and then they could be whole as a people. So when I say restore back unto our people, I mean just that, a total separate independent society of their own, thriving, and where we can learn our own history, our own culture, our own sciences, everything that was given to us by our ancestors in that ancestral land that we were given.
Okay. All right. Let me try to answer the same question. I want to make sure you're done on that question before I answer mine. What I don't want is when I answer, you say, oh, I forgot this. And it's okay if you forget, but I just want you to get it all out. So that's what Brother Yahsua sees. That's what his vision is. He wants our people to recover. He wants them to get full knowledge of self. He wants us to reconnect to the motherland. He wants us to have a homeland, a flag, I'm sure a song, government, social infrastructure, political infrastructure, and that will give us economic infrastructure. And I must say that's a very good vision, and I applaud you for that. Okay, and I'm not just being facetious or tricky or that's good. I mean, you can't get no. I mean, that sounds like what Garvey wanted. It sounds like what King wanted. It sounds like what a lot of our forefathers that fought so hard for justice wanted. And I'm sure that's what every nation on the planet wants. I want to talk about something just a little bit more, though. I want the exact same thing without taking up a lot of time. I could not have said it better. So ditto to everything you just said. I've learned, though, there are countries right now that have their own homeland. They're in their own land. They have their own government. They have their own social infrastructure. They have their own political infrastructure. And they have their own economic infrastructure. And they're power brokers. I'm talking about nations like the United States. I'm talking about nations like China. I'm talking about nations like France. I'm talking about nations like England, Great Britain. They already set up. And they are lacking terribly. They have high suicide rates, like Japan is the leading nation of suicides, yet it is one of the most powerful countries on the planet. So if we had everything and we're back in our land, we could be like a possible Japan. But is that what we want? Is that what the Most High wants? Is that what He called Israel to be? You know, I know you say Israel didn't exist, and we disagree on the allegorical thing. I know that you believe that allegorical in Galatians 4 was talking about Abraham, and I vehemently disagree, and that's okay. We can do that. I don't think it was talking about that at all. I think it was just using Abraham as an example to explain those covenants. Having said that, my brother and everybody listening, I really can name about 700 things that is plaguing us like right now in our face, that if we had what you just said, it wouldn't address them. It would not have no effect on them. Let me explain what I mean. We are spirits living in a body. We are spiritual beings having experience in a car or a vehicle called a body. The body is on a time limit. The body is on a time limit. The spirit is priceless, timeless. No space, no distance. Any of our wounds, any of our pains is spiritual. Knowing who you are, what country you're from, all of your ancestors, what they did, like a lot of Irish people can do, it's not going to necessarily help you with spiritual things. It will help you from an egotistical or from history does have its place. Don't get me wrong. You want to be proud to some degree. There's a healthy pride. That, I'm 100% with you. We need that in a lot of our people. When I say our people, those of you listening, because I'm asking white brothers and sisters listening, we're talking about African Americans. The show is predominantly tonight addressing the needs of African Americans. Someday we address the needs of Europeans. Right now we're addressing the needs of African Americans. We're talking about Christianity, Hebrewism, Egyptology, and maybe Islam. Trying to understand the African American spiritual experience. Saying is, people are really hurting. And if we're out here just talking about black people getting credit, that is major, that's important, but I don't know that a minister that's sent by the Most High, or Ra, or Yahweh, or Yah, whatever you call the Most High, Jah, I don't know that a minister of his, I guess you could just, that be it, that's my goal, that's my calling, to just make sure the black man get credit. But I just think that the Most High is so much more bigger than that. You know,
I agree.
Yahsua? Go ahead.
I totally agree. But this is what you're not understanding here, dear brother, is that yes, this thing is also as spiritual as it is physical in terms of government or secular things. Just, I mean, a total package. You're not realizing a word that I used here. I used to recover. That's very important. Why do I use recover? Recover is the verb. It means to find again or to obtain the return of something lost. To regain loss of, like for instance, money, position, time, to recoup something. See, sometimes it is described of a person to regain health, spirits, composure after an illness, a setback, or a shock. Now listen to all those type of things, and we can automatically go in and see what happened to the so-called Negro. We can see what happened to him, huh? He was put under a setback, huh? This is an illness that have affected his mind. He's mentally damaged. Not only economically, spiritually, socially, physically, economically, but he's also mentally damaged. So what this does, and the whole living in truth teaching, what it does is bring life back to him. If he can be honest with himself, be honest with his ancestors, and be honest to what his foreparents did in order to come under these, not only these spiritual problems, but also these physical manifested problems because of the spiritual lack of what he had back then. So what I'm saying here is that this covers everything.
Well, brother Yahsua, I'm going to give you an opportunity to give me a complete answer. Okay, folks, we're back. Got Brother Joseph and Brother Yahsua on the line. Going to bring them back on. Hopefully y'all been enjoying the show. I know I have. I know some people may say, well, we're not getting them on, blah, blah, blah. But you got to do this, family. We got to sometimes discuss, as long as we disrespect each other. Just as long as we can respect each other, not call names, not say, you don't know this, you don't know that. Just prove your facts. Prove your facts. My goodness. We don't have to say nothing about each other. We don't know each other, no way. For real. But real quickly, Acts 17, Mars Hill. You remember what Paul said? He saw these people had the sign to say, they had a sign that said, to the unknown God. They had a sign that said, to the unknown God. Acts 17, what happened? Paul get the preaching. And he said, I'm talking about the God he said, we're worshiping the same God. Now, if the average Christian walked up on some people that had a sign that said to the unknown God, they'll say, y'all not serving the same God we are, you're going to hell. But Paul said, I'm talking about the same God. There are lots of people that don't know nothing about no Bible, don't know nothing about no Quran, don't know nothing about no Egyptian dead, they know nothing about no coming forth by faith, don't know nothing about no Metuneta, but they got a circumcision heart, like the brother and the sister in Acts 2. That's what I'm talking about. Let's get these brothers back on the line and see if we're on the same page, because that's where I'm talking about. It don't matter. All this other stuff is trying to get people to that point. Brother Yahsua, your line is open. Brother Joseph, your line is open. Go ahead, Brother Joseph, and make your point. We're going to let Brother Yahsua have the floor. Hopefully this brother can go like 10, 15 minutes straight. I mean, I think that's just, it's going to be hard, but we just got to sit back and let him have the mic. He is the guest. I know there's been a lot of different comments from different callers. And I'm sure there ain't another show out there to let people talk 2 and 3 and 4 times, but I'm trying to be justice. So, Sister X, if we can get back to you, fine, if this brother want to do it. Otherwise, I'm going to let Brother Joseph comment. Brother Yahsua, if you want Sister X to me to open the line to her, I'll do that. Otherwise, I'll let you on and we'll play it like that. But I want you to get a lot of say is what I'm trying to do here. And again, there's not a lot of shows that let you come on 2 and 3, 4 times. Y'all know that. Go ahead, Brother Joseph.
Hey, brother, if I waited flow to Brother Akhnat, I want to give him, because I really want to hear him, But and see, another thing, I wish some of them Hebrew brothers would call in and see can they prove to that brother, and he will prove otherwise that, show the truth. So I wish, like brothers, you know, from GOCC and what the Israelite Heritage, let some of them scholars come on why this brother, you know, maybe we should do a series 3 or something.
I'm gonna be very honest. I'm gonna be very honest with you, Brother Joseph. They can come on or they don't have to come on. This brother's holding his own. And I'm gonna say this. I know some people I can only imagine what people say unless they press one like Brother Gabriel did and have they say. By the way, Brother Gabriel, your hand is up, press 1 so your hand can go down. Sister X, your hand is up. If y'all not meaning to have your hand up, press 1. Otherwise, I don't know what to think. So if you have your hand up, don't do anything. If you don't have your hand up, if you do have your hand up, don't do anything. Y'all know what I'm saying, okay? Anyway, the brother is talking. He's sharing. But like I say, there are some people that would think he did a wonderful job. And I will give credit where credit is due. He has mentioned a lot of things I've never heard. But that don't mean that he's right. It's a lot of Christians can come on and say some things that I've never heard. They can mention all types of points in history and dates and times in the name of artifacts and archaeologists. So people, just because folks mention 30, 40, 50 things on this show, if every time his brother opens his mouth and he says something you don't know, that doesn't mean he's right. And sometimes people try to do that to confusion. Now, I don't think he's doing it. I don't think he's doing it. I don't think he's doing it. But sometimes people do that. So don't be intimidated by because you don't know what this is and that is. Again, the spirit, to me, like R. Kelly just said, that to me, none of us make sense. All of us can be debated away. That's why we have all these religions. If it was so simple what the Egyptologists would say, they would squash all the religions. There's a reason they're still talking, because there's division among them. So at the end of the day, I think Sister Tasha was the one that said it. We got to just, try to come together and see a higher thing, Brother Joseph. You really think that your visit to Luxor did it for you. But there's people that went to Luxor, saw what you saw, and they don't think what you think. So do we have the love that Christ talked about? Or whatever his name was. Do we have the peace, the joy, the kindness? Do we have miracles in our life? That's what I want. I'm going through some personal issues right now. My father's in the hospital. I don't know if he's going to live or not. I got marriage. I got challenges. I don't care. I'm putting it out there. I don't care who knows. Talk about me if you will. I need the Most High to intervene in my life. And if somebody comes along and shares with me something and it happens, help me. That's what I'm talking about. This arguing over what his proper name was. And to me, all Christianity to me don't make no sense at the end of the day if I can't apply those principles to have a better life and to enjoy this Creator, learn about the Creator. Go ahead, brother. Yahsua, Brother Joseph, I'll go ahead and put you on hold since you want to hear from this brother, and we'll let him talk. He got the floor now. Okay? All right, Brother Joseph.
I would let Brother Joseph, if he want to say something, go ahead.
He said,
envision a space where our faith brings us together, a platform where every belief holds significance. Here you can post, engage, and share uplifting messages. Become part of a community that values love, all scriptures, respect, and meaningful connections. Our online environment provides an opportunity to make new friends. You may even discover love along the way. We aspire to create a world devoid of racism and prejudice. All beliefs are embraced, but we absolutely reject hate. This platform is accessible for everyone at no cost. We simply seek your faith and trust. Here, we celebrate the universal Creator, who cherishes all of humanity, regardless if you call yourself a Christian, Jew, Catholic, Hindu, Israelites, Muslim, Buddhist, Rastafarian, or just spiritual. We are all one. Rediscover your sense of global connection as one family. Join us in crafting a transformative paradigm of faith and love together. Are you ready to connect and inspire? If so, welcome home. Sign up today and embark on your journey toward unity. Let's work together to build a world where love prevails over hate.
He said he wanted to hear from you. He really wanted to hear from you. And it looks like Sister X have a comment. So, Brother Joseph, let's do this. Let's quickly move to Sister X. Again, can't ever call a show and talk as many times as you can on this one. And then we'll let this brother finish out. Uninterrupted, okay?
Okay.
All right, that's Brother Joseph. He's lending his time to Sister X. And we'll give Sister X, please make it quickly so this brother can have a lot of time. I want to make sure when he leaves his show, he don't think I'll push him around. Go ahead.
Okay, I got Sister Pasha. Okay, you said to go 3 ways, so I got out. Okay, go ahead, Sister. Okay. what I want to say is, at the end of the day, after all is said, I mean, it seems like, it's your show. So you're going to have the upper hand as far as blotting people off and getting your point across. Your 15 seconds ends up to be 2 and 3 minutes. And so everybody can't get up there as far as getting their point across. So I will say that. And this is what you said it. You said how do I...
Sister Tasha. No, hold on, Sister Tasha, please. You say I don't give you the fair shake. Sister X have called in. This will be her third time because she's not commenting right now, but she's talked twice. You've talked twice. Brother Joseph, Brother Gabriel talked twice. And y'all can talk 5 times. Don't say that. I'm trying. Please don't do that. Go ahead.
Okay. What I'm saying is that but you cut people off when they try to speak or when they try to get their point across. What I'm saying is that nobody is right, nobody is wrong. We all are one. I'm still going to keep saying that. We still are always, we still one at the end of the day. I don't have the upper hand on you because I know more, or you don't have the upper hand on me because you may know something. We all are still one. We are all pieces of this puzzle. And I hope you agree. And just like you said, just because a person with a luster doesn't mean they know everything, or because a person that doesn't know, that may be at home and they may not have studied, they may, don't feel bad. But the Bible talks not about ignorance. We do need to study to show ourselves approved. We do need to study. We do need to understand. We do need to research. Our people, Chris Rock said it. You want to hire something black folks, put it in the book. We don't read enough. Everybody knows about us but us. So yeah, I do, and I would admonish anybody who's listening to read, to get everything out there. We need to read. So don't tell nobody. Don't give them a ticket saying if you don't know, it's okay. No, it's not okay.
Hold on a second. Sister Natasha, we talk about on this show the New World Order, the Federal Reserve. We talk about the dollar falling, why it's going to fall, how it's going to fall. We talk about secret societies. If you hear me at any point say that you shouldn't read, then I have dropped the ball, and this is probably the most horrible show ever.
No. What you did say, brother, you said don't feel bad if you didn't research. No, they should feel bad. We do need to research. We do need to. Hold on. Let me make sure I understand what you're saying.
You got the floor. I'm not rushing y'all, brother Yahsua. He's talking to the thing cut off. I'm not going to interrupt him. Y'all watch. He will not be interrupted. Watch. But I got to clarify this up first. Hold on. You can after I say what I'm about to say, please. And respect me, and I'm going to let you have the floor. Real quick, Sister Tasha. What did I say about you don't have to feel bad if you don't research? No, what I was saying was, I remember now, I did say that. I said, don't feel bad when you hear some brother say something and you don't know it. You're saying, oh, you should feel bad. You should go research. No, I'm telling them don't feel bad and don't think that he's right because you don't know nothing about what that brother is saying. It's normal and natural to feel like, well, maybe he's right because I don't know anything about that. There's people that can come on this show. Listen, please. Sister, there are people that can come on this show and they can talk about Hinduism in a way that you have never heard some of the stuff they talk about with Siddhartha and all that. I'm familiar with Hinduism. I've been to India, and I'm telling you, they can make you feel like you don't know nothing. And guess what? Some of the precepts and the concepts they're talking about will be right. So all I would tell you, if you haven't researched, you don't know what this brother's talking about, don't give him points like he's right, because I don't know. No, he could be straight up lying. Or not lying in that he's trying to deceive. He can just be ignorant and just learn some things that we don't know, the names we don't know, and he's still in his learning process. He could be having some things right, other things wrong. We have to be properly listening to everybody. And that's all I'm saying. But in the end, to everybody listening, it's all about who have that peace, that joy, that who has the Most High evident in their life. It ain't whether or not you remember some scroll, because we're trusting, again, these same old white people that y'all say y'all have issues with. So that's all I'm saying. Let's finish up, please, if you don't mind. And let's
I'm going to just 2 seconds, and then the brother can go ahead. I'm going to say this again. The Christians is waiting for Christ.
Discover the Amarnians, the golden chosen people in the Bible, and the true people of the book in the Quran. We are mandated to atone and to live according the morals, values, code of ethics, and faith in one universal creator, as revealed by Akhenaten. No more racism. This community reveals the Creator's love for humanity and orders our steps to peace, good health, and prosperity for all people. Join Yahsua in this global movement today.
The Muslims is waiting for Allah. What is black people waiting for? All we waiting for is just a damn bullet and somebody going to shot us in our head because our people is lack of knowledge because they're going to perish. And I'm going to say it again. I leave the floor for my brother Yahsua, and praise be to the ancestors.
Beautiful. You got the
Well,
show.
Well, is it me? If you want to say something else before I go on?
No, you got it. You got it. No, you got it. You got it.
Okay. I would say thank everyone for calling in. Whether opinions are negative or positive, they all help. You know what I mean, to spark creativity, and thus we could figure out just exactly what happened to us. Because when it's all done and said, something happened to us. The reason why we're in this condition that we in. We can go into Egyptology, we can go into the Bible, we can go into the Quran, we can go into any various religion. But at the end of the day, if our babies still have to depend on these former slave masters to give them food, clothing, and shelter, then you haven't done your job as protecting them. And if they ain't got no nation, goddamn it, you got to get out there and make one for them. That's the reality. So I don't care about what God you go on. I don't care about what religion. I care about my people, and I want them to recover. They haven't recovered for over 3,000 years. Now, if you want to say you Hebrews, well, then you need to get up on out of here, and you need to establish yourself correctly. If you're Egyptologist, you need to do the same thing because somebody's occupying your land. That's the reality of it. When are you going to claim what's yours? Well, why are we sitting here intellectually masturbating? At the end of the day, what action are we doing? We can badmouth people. This person, they living by these precepts. I don't give a damn about that. I care about these little black children that's growing up and they have to suffer violence. If you down with making sure that a legacy is reestablished for them where they can dwell safely, then let's end the talk and discussion. Because the fact of the matter is, it was in 1475 where the first printed Bible came on earth. What was it before then? You can't tell me. Where's the manuscript? You can't tell me. I know the two manuscripts and two museums in England. And the other one is in the Vatican City. You don't control the book. They control the book. They print it. They put their different versions. They alter the language of it at any given time. Blacks don't control nothing but their mouths. Let's get to the heart of the issue here. Why are we scared to reclaim what belongs to us? We sitting over here and somebody's calling us black, and the land over there is called the land of the blacks. But we ain't even made no proper claim yet. What are you waiting for? It don't belong to nobody but you. But you want to be everything else but yourself. I'm done with all the arguing. I'm done with all the debate. Ain't no debates. The proof is already shown. The very white people that you hate, and I'm going to quote one, that you love them so much. And don't tell me you don't love them. You have to live by their rules. If you need some medical care, you got to go to them. If you need a job, you got to go to them. You need education, you got to go to them. So they can't be the devil and the God at the same time because they blessing you. Something is wrong here. Something is terribly wrong here. No.
Well, I'm not going to cut you off. I'm going to give you the floor. My interruptions instead of 5 seconds, instead of 15 will be fine. We do love white people. Go ahead.
Okay. So with that said, something is terribly wrong. They can't be the devil and the God at the same time. They can't be the people of God one day and then the devil the next. Something is wrong with it. I think that what's wrong here is he said it right. It's a heart condition. You did something. You are different than all these other peoples in the world. You were the first people. You were the chosen people. And you in this condition is because you turned against the laws of Ma'at. That is what it is. So when you look at the 10 Commandments, you're looking at the laws of Ma'at. You're only looking at 10 of them. They took your stuff and then put it back to you. So when I'm trying to tell you that when they put together their Bible, they went throughout Egypt. They went throughout the Sudan and Ethiopia. They cleaned out those areas. They took writing. They selected what would be in their Bible and what would not be in their Bible. And then they added other stories on top of it and changed names, places, times, and events. That's what they did. Whether you want to accept that or not. So all that black stuff that's in there, yeah, that's you. But what you gonna do about it? Yeah, they got you under the curses, and you in want of everything to these people. Yeah, they brought you in the holes of ships into Egypt again. Why did it say that in Deuteronomy 28:68? Because Egypt is America. That's what it is. See? That's what they never taught you. So you confused. You thinking that Egypt is over on the other side. People didn't name that Egypt. Egypt, you living in Egypt with the flying eagle. Swift as the eagle flies, it says. And when they come, they will have a strange continent. They will speak a strange language, and they will take you to a land that you ain't never seen before. That Egypt is America, whether you like it or not. Now you can go into Freemasonry if I'm lying. go into Freemasonry. The religion of all the presidents and people of high esteem. Find out what they call America. They call it Egypt. Egypt is not what we named Kemet. That's false. Keep it Kemet. This is Egypt, and you are in bondage. So you're looking for a man like Moses. That's the Moses of your text. Now, as a point of history, these people is mad with you. You know what I'm mad with you? It's because when we first produced them, they were all albinos, and they caused trouble throughout our land. This is about 6,000 years ago. And they caused trouble throughout the whole land. We cable told them all together, and we kicked them out into a place called the Caucasus, a little farther yonder of Syria. And when they came out of their icebox, they was mad as hell, and they came down about 4,000 years ago, and they were angry. And this is when they first tried to invade, and they called themselves the Hyksos, the so-called Hebrews. Then after that, once we kicked them out, then some remnants of them, of Khazaria, they built themselves up. They sent their rabbis down up in there to learn. Once they learned, this is like the 12th century AD. We totally confused. We had been conquered by the Assyrians. We had been conquered by the Romans and the Greeks. And then the Arabs got on our ass too. All because we turned our backs on Ma'at and we wasn't living in truth. See, when you're living in truth, it should be very simple life. Those principles of the fruit of the Spirit, that's what living in truth is. It's very simple. It ain't a bunch of religious dogma, all these prayers and all. No, ain't none of that. It's about living correctly to those laws of Ma'at. It's 42 of them. And if you deviate from one, you deviated from them all. And the reason why we came in this condition is because we are the children of the ancestors, and they had already chosen us to uphold these laws and be an example to the rest of the world. And we turned our backs on them. We wanted to be like everybody else and mix in with all their cultures, religions, bow down to their gods, human sacrifices. We was doing all that kind of stuff, just like these other nations. And these other nations, at one time, they respected you because you was the people of the highest civilization that the world has ever seen, still to this day. And you failed because you followed that which was inferior to you. That's what happened to you. And they took you into the holds of ships and brought you here to the Americas and making sure that you never recover. So when you looking at that Bible, and I want you to understand this from this day forward, when you looking at that Bible, all that black stuff in there, yeah, it's you. But what you gonna do about it? What you gonna do about it? Yeah, it's you. They took your stuff and they put their ethnicity on it. They changed the names of people. No, there was no Abraham. Because anybody that's listening to me, if you know that there's no Abraham, then there's no Isaac, then there's no Jacob. And if there's no Jacob, there's no 12 tribes of Israel. And if there's no 12 tribes of Israel, there's no Judah. And if there's no Judah, there's no David. If there's no David, there's no Solomon. There's no Solomon, there's no Jesus. That's what it comes all down to. Because Jesus is Serapis, the image of Ptolemy Soter the first. They got you worshiping a European. And when you worship the Europeans, you're going to think that the European people is the people of God. And haven't you thought all this time that they were the people of God? And you are in fear of them, and they keep you here in bondage. They ain't going to let you go. They ain't going to let you go because they're afraid, just like it's written right there in the text. Because if in the book of Exodus, if they let you go, that you're going to join along to a foreign enemy of theirs, and you might come back to pay them back for what they did to you. You are the people that's been in bondage for 400 years, as that book is talking about. Ain't nobody else in the annals of history ever did what we did. But just look at this, though. Look at all the greatness that we did throughout the Nile Valley civilization and how we contributed to all civilizations on the planet. And just think, while we suffering here as slaves and now second-class citizens, did you know that based on the inventions of blacks in America and the Americas and the invention of the ancient Egyptians, that the world cannot function had it not been for us? We're the same people. We're the same people. If you want to accept it, you ain't no damn Hebrew. You ain't no Israelite. Forget it. Those people didn't exist back then. I'm saying that you were the ancient Amarnian that was chosen. And those laws, those blessings and curses, they were spoken from the mountain of Akhenaten. That's right in the middle of Egypt. That's the man that chose you and his wife, Akhenaten and Nefertiti. And I'm here to make sure that you return, that you know about them, that you understood, that you turned your backs on them. But let me give you something from a European historian. then that would mean then that, okay, if I'm not the Israelites, well then who am I? What all this stuff is about? If I'm telling you what it's about, why are you trying to go against that? What you should do is go and study. Because didn't it say right there in your Bible that you believe? Study and show yourself approved. And doesn't it say, try the spirit to see if they of God? See, but there's a way that seems right unto a man, but the ends thereof is the ways of death. I don't care how much precepts blacks follow out of that Bible. Look at their condition. See, you take some singular things, and then, when you look at the whole problem, it's the body's still full of cancer. You're still dying. So one little person over here, that doesn't make a difference. Because the sister is right. It takes a village. If we ain't standing up together collectively and doing the right thing, then we're not doing it at all. Because we know what it says right there in the curse of Leviticus 26. See, until we apologize to the ancestors for what we did and turning our backs on them and upholding somebody else's system and somebody else's, believing in their religions and their God, it does make a difference who you serve. Because if you was walking down the hallway, and your name is Mike, and I'm calling you John, are you going to turn around? Hell no, if you're the only one walking down the hall, why would you turn around? That's not your name. Don't you think that that's the name it is with the Creator? Now, all of you say that these gods are real, they can hear. If they can hear, then they got names. If they got names, then they got gender. So if somebody call you out of your name, why would you turn around? And let's be honest, how much prayers really is being answered? Doesn't it say right there in your Hebrew Israelite scripture that your heaven would be like a brass? Meaning those prayers don't reach up into that. Why? Because since you turned your backs on the ancestors, your ancestors turned their backs on you. And the only way that you're going to fix this is you come and you live in truth. But check this out. That European historian that I was going to give you. In the 1780s. So if anybody want to, Google this right now, while we're talking, you can find this out. His name is Count Vaughan. Count Vaughan, he said this. He said, isn't it interesting? The very niggers that we hold in chains and that we abhor is the very ones that built these pyramids. Check that out. So we got several accounts. I can line up accounts for you about who and what we are. Why are we scared? Of accepting who and what we are. We ain't none of these other fake nationalities. It's fictitious. We're afraid to accept who we are because that means that we got a lot of responsibility. That means that we did something. Now we have to fix the problem. We got to repair the damage. And repairing the damage would mean the salvation of the world. That's what it means. And they don't want you to ever recover. They know the laws of reciprocity, what goes up, what comes down, huh? There's a point in time for everything given under the sun. Nation rises, nation falls. So they knew one day you will come to remembrance. And when you come to remembrance, what did they already have prepared for you? As soon as we start asking questions, oh no, we found y'all in the jungles of Africa with bones in your nose. And they knew that was a lie because of our great achievements and what we have already done. How you going to build and lay out the diagram of Washington, D.C. without aerial planes? How you going to do that unless you did great building in past times? We those people. How are thy gang members? Who told them to mark their territories by graffitiing on walls? That ain't nothing but hieroglyphs. That ain't nothing but hieroglyphs. How come? And Brother Joseph will bear witness to me. Our people will stand on street corners over there in Egypt, and they stand on street corners right over here. Why is that mentioned right there in your Bible text in the book of Isaiah? We the same people. They put you out of your land. They even told you that there was two kingdoms of Israel, one of Judah and one of Israel, right? That ain't no two kingdoms like that. You're talking about Upper and Lower Kemet. See, they took everything that belonged to you and moved it out of place. So now you can't find where you belong. You don't know where you belong on the world, man. Don't tell me you don't need a nationality. You don't know where you belong on the earth. You Negro. Negro's a neutralized person. You neutralized. You ain't got nowhere to go. You think you're going to be tied along to your master because you for some reason, due to what they did to you, you don't have a heritage. You don't have a culture. Where's your ancestral customs? Where's your land that your ancestors gave? You don't know. Some of black, I've heard before, they say, well, we Asiatic. Where the hell in Asia is some land for blacks? Stop lying. Stop lying. Asiatic is a more relative term. It's new. And that was invented by Europeans. Do you see how much these people have control